It was the first time a ballet dancer had ever worn red shoes, but the scary thing was, her feet felt as if they were alive as she danced from day to night, until all her partners were exhausted. Her feet kept on dancing. By the time Paige realized what was wrong, the red shoes were impossible to take off. And so, with the red shoes leading the way, Paige danced from the city to the cemetery. She even attracted demons. Until her mother died years later, Paige still kept on dancing. Everyone shunned her as a demon and avoided her. Paige was devastated. She decided to use the knife to free herself, but to her horror, the knife turned back into a branch. And so, lured by the devil, Paige worked herself to death. And before she died, all she asked was for someone to take off her red dancing shoes. And this is the story of the red dancing shoes, the most horrible story in Andersen's fairy tale. Paige grew up dancing, and she was from a good family with good looks. So with the introduction of the Count's aunt, Paige was introduced to Ramon, the director of a famous dance troupe. Ramon was extremely demanding of his dancers, but at the first sight of Paige, Ramon realized that Paige was the swan he'd been looking for. So in order to sign Paige, Ramon asked in a sophisticated manner,
"Why do you want to dance?"
Why do you want to live?
I don't know exactly why, but I must.
That's my answer too.
Hearing Paige's answer, Ramon signed her on the spot, but that was just the beginning. Everyone in Ramon's ballet troupe was incredibly talented. Paige's family and looks were worthless. After suffering a great deal of indifference and disdain, she got a job as a backup dancer, but that didn't bother Paige. Instead, she worked harder, and finally, at an audition, as a supporting actress, she was given the chance to go on stage alone. Her white dress was light and airy. She showed the elegance of the swan perfectly. Not only did she overwhelm the audience, and overwhelmed even Ramon, who was so used to seeing talent, he desperately wanted to make Paige the star of the show. But that led to tragedy.